What is going on, ski riders and YouTube family? It's your boy. I'm out here today for a different video. I recently purchased the Skydio 2 specifically for me riding my ski. From my previous videos, you guys have seen that I do often use a drone, and I got the original Mavic 1. Nothing special with it. If you actually look on one of my previous videos, I downloaded a specific program that allows the Mavic to somewhat follow you, not really, but kind of. So I've used that a couple times, but nothing, and I mean nothing, like the Skydio. So today's video is pretty simple. I'm going to bring out the Skydio. It is just me, myself, and I. There is nobody to help me here, and that's the reason I got this drone. So before we continue, before you check out this video, please make sure that you smash the like button. It's so important. It's really what I ask. If you really do like it, just take a quick second right now, hit that thumbs up, and I truly appreciate it. And for those of you that have not yet subscribed to the channel and you've checked out my videos before, or this is your first time and you really like it, it's huge, man. It's huge for the channel for you guys to subscribe. So please do that, and let's continue. The whole reason why I got this Skydio is because I want to be able to, create content that's not just GoPro, that's not just Insta360, but it really focuses around some cool drone shots. And it is impossible to do it by yourself if you don't have an AI, an artificial intelligence / autonomous drone. Hopefully I said that right. So this is my Skydio, and I've used it before on the water, but nothing like I'm gonna do today, which is from beginning to end, show you guys the whole thing. So first and foremost, let me show you guys the setup. All right, so as you guys can see, here is my Skydio 2. I got just a sports package, but I did get the additional controller. I'm not gonna be using this today. This is more for, cinematic type of shots where you'll see it from above, capture other people. So that's a different type of video. I'm not gonna be using that today. I'm also not gonna be using my phone, because you can also use your phone with this drone. What I am really gonna be using today is the beacon. Now, word for the wise. This beacon is not, I repeat, not waterproof. So I'm obviously gonna put it in here while I ride. But the beacon is GPS, and that's what's gonna allow the Skydio to follow me, right? So let me tell you a little bit more about the drone. So this is the Skydio. It is very different than the Mavic. The Mavic I have, even the 2, I think 3, I'm not sure about the 4, because I know those you can get a lot of cinematic ones, and I know DJI has upgraded their ability to avoid obstacles. But what I will tell you from my research before I got this drone is not a single drone out there can do what this does at the level this does. Now, I will say, I'm still somewhat nervous because this drone's gonna be flying itself. I'm not gonna be flying it at all. And so for me to be able to just trust this drone that it's not gonna go in the water, it's not gonna crash into anything, and it's gonna follow me, does take a level of trust that, I'm not gonna lie, does make the heart beat a little bit quicker. But this is the reason I got it, man. It's to show you guys some of the coolest shots on Obi, and I gotta use it. So I'm gonna get it ready. I'm gonna try to use some of the features that it has so you guys can see it. But most importantly, man, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you guys enjoy this content. Please give it a like, and more importantly, on the comment section, tell me which one is your favorite shot, or what's your favorite thing that this drone does, to ensure that on the next adventures, on the other videos, I give you guys more of that, okay? So let me get everything ready. Let me throw the batteries on. I'll throw it up in the air real quick so you guys can see a couple of the features that it can do right now while I'm setting everything up. Now, just for reference also, it's slightly windy today. I don't know, maybe 15, something like that. And this drone really is built for, I think, winds of up to somewhere between 25 to 30. So I think today I'll be okay. The other thing I'm gonna say is this is really important. I didn't just get this drone yesterday and decide I'm gonna come fly it out today. I've had it now for over a month. I've watched a ton of videos. I've read a ton from Skydio's website. I really tried to educate myself on how to properly fly this drone. So I watched their tutorials, I've taken it out, I've flown it a bunch. I didn't just buy it and bring it to fly over water. So what I plan on hopefully doing is showing you guys what this drone could do. Is it worth it? If you are a content creator, should you invest in the Skydio? I'll tell you my answer at the end of the video, but I think more importantly, from hopefully the videos that you see and the shots that it does and how it operates, I think you guys will come to your own conclusion on whether or not this might be the drone for you. So let's kick it off, man. Let's get the drone up in the air. So let's go. And there she goes, all by herself. All right, guys, so here is the Skydio. I did use my phone for this one because I'm pretty much just using the orbit feature. One thing you'll be able to notice is it's not as smooth as the Mavic as it's doing this, because again, this isn't a specific drone for cinematic type shots, although you see it still works, and it's doing its own thing. It's just flying around me, and that's pretty much it. So what you'll be able to see is on the video that I actually put together after post, you'll see how it all works out and how you can use these different shots to set up your video. So make sure you go check that one out. Now we are going to start the water filming. So one thing that, for those of you guys that follow, if not, I'll tell you, but I have launched the Skydio off of a boat before. The launching is pretty simple, however, the landing is not. I have experience with a Mavic before, so, you know, I'm a decent drone operator, so I was eventually able to land it. So the first thing I will say when flying your Skydio is I would suggest both launching and, more importantly, landing from a firm spot on ground. Don't do it while you're riding, especially a day like today where, if you can't tell, it's windy, and so there's a lot of current, so it'll be very, very difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw the Skydio up, show you what it does, come back here and land it. All right, guys, time to shoot the Skydio up in the air. Here again is the raw footage. I will put a video link in the description of what this is gonna look like post-production, so you guys can tell me what you think. But I'm launching the Skydio with the beacon, so there's no phone, there's no controller. The beacon does take, as you can see, about a couple seconds to find you, because it does use GPS location, but it does find me. So now it's going to make its way over to the right side of the ski. I'm having it come down, which right there can be a little tricky if you get a little scared because of the water. But again, the trust issues are one where you do know that the drone is going to do what it's supposed to do. So at this point, I'm setting the drone to follow me from a further distance on the right hand side of the ski. Based on the position of the sun, it's going to kind of give us the best view. But as you can see, on a very windy day, so keep that in mind, it's a very windy day and the current is pretty strong. So, you know, my question was, how is the drone going to keep up? Is it going to fight the wind? Is it going to bog it down? And I think what you guys are going to see with this video is it does a really, really good job. I have flown my Mavic Mini, granted it is the Mini, in conditions less windy than this, and it can't really operate well. So big thumbs up for the Skydio in not optimal conditions. But this point right here that you're seeing, I am going against the wind, I am going against the current, and right now I'm keeping it to follow me from behind the ski at a far distance. Now, one of the very cool things that the beacon does is it allows you, while you're riding, you don't have to stop, you don't have to check your controller or nothing. While you're riding, you can adjust. So right here, I'm going to bring the drone in and I'm going to lower it to follow me from the left-hand side. And things like this are what I think make the Skydio worth it. Because look at that. There's no way that if you're out there by yourself, you know, filming content, you're going to be able to do this with another type of drone. And more importantly, I think do it in a way where you feel good about it, where you're not super nervous. And so you'll see here that I then let the drone back away from me, only because I think it was a little too close where I didn't want to get it wet because the wind was pushing you know, the water. Here's one of the things that, like I mentioned though, it loses me, right? Because of the constant movement, the drone does happen to do that every once in a while, but no big deal. With the GPS and the beacon, as you can see here, it spots me pretty quickly. So that's what I talk about when I say you kind of got to build in that trust factor with your drone and know that it's going to find you, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. So here I let it pull back. I decide, you know what, it's getting a little windy, so let me let it back up so it can kind of keep me in frame a little bit better. And these are things that you should really know about how drones operate, right? If you want to capture yourself in the shot, obviously the further the drone, the easier. The more you bring it in, meaning the closer, the slower you gotta go for you to stay in the shot. So these are all things that if you do decide to get the Skydio, you're gonna learn through the content that you create. So I'm bringing it back in with the beacon. because I do want to get a couple extra shots here. As you can see, this right here, I mean, these are money shots. This is where the Skydio is unbelievable. And although, again, you'll see it kind of lose frame, these are all things right there, by the way, FYI, that was a gust of wind. And from what I have researched, the Skydio does an amazing job of staying balanced. It's actually going to happen again. You'll see it in about a second or two, where these gusts of wind really started picking up. And you know, you can see that with the drone, but it keeps its balance, it does its thing. And at this point I decided, you know what, I think I got enough to show you guys what it does. I filmed it all in motion tracking. I didn't want to flip through all the different variables while riding. I wanted to keep it easy only because of the conditions, but there's so many more different things you can do. You can orbit out there, you can keep it on a fixed tracking system, you can do dronies. There's so many cool things you can do, and I definitely want to bring all of those to you guys in some of the later videos. But here I am back on land. I'm actually controlling it manually with the beacon, which you can do, and I'm going to land it. So with that said, guys, my professional and more importantly my personal opinion, I love the Skydio. I think it is definitely worth it if you're going to create content, especially by yourself, or you want to get some really cool shots. I recommend it 100%. Learn the drone though. Don't buy it and take it out on the water right away. Learn it and you will love it. So go check out the video with all the post-production shots. It's unreal. I'm going to link it in the description. I hope you guys love it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. As always, love you guys. Take care. Stay blessed. I'm out.